Boy up, it's D&D in the building. Purdue power, no ceiling. Yeah. Double D back, that's Derek and Dalton. Talking gold blood, Mackie Ben Moulton. Black and gold dreams, banners we folding. Paint crew loud, every rim gets swollen. Stats so clean, you think it's a scheme. History books get Purdue screen. From humble to E-Day, legends on replay. We run through Mars like it's just another weekday. Double the energy, talking that legacy. Boiler boys cooking, no recipe. Microphone magic, rivalry static. We breaking it down, keep it cinematic. You want the heat, better tune in fast.
Hello, welcome back to the Double D Podcast. My name is Derek. This is, as always, Dalton. Black hoodie, black hat. What's up? We are coming to you live today to discuss the Texas Tech and Purdue basketball game, or should I say beatdown Purdue put on Texas Tech. That was one of the more fun watching experiences I'm sure a lot of us have had in a long time watching Purdue. Shout out to Blake Widmer for being in the chat early. He said he may have rewatched the game twice today. I rewatched it once as well. It was just as fun the second time around. Dalton, how's your weekend going? How's it shaping up? And what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, weekend's good. Went to the Christmas thing downtown Peru, Indiana today. Drank some coffee, got some free stuff. My son did some activities. Game. I mean, what do you say? What do you say? The Boilers handle biz, bro. I mean, Twitter was blowing up. The Purdue faithful are happy. It's just a great time to be a Boiler right now. It's Boiler-vember, dude.
Boiler-vember.
What about you?
Yeah, all good, man. My son had his first bitty ball basketball game today. Had a good time at that.
Big dubs?
We lost by 4 or 6, but the other team had a really good kid. I mean, he's playing against some 6th graders. He's just started 4th grade, and so we have one really good player on our team, and he showed up a little bit late, but it was a good game all the way through. Had a good time, and then my daughter went to a birthday party at Dave & Buster's, so that was cool for her. She just got home. I haven't actually got a chance to talk to her yet. Right when I popped on here, she walked in the door, so really excited for that. But can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
What? Okay. My mute looks like my mute is on. Chat, let me know if you can't hear me for some reason. Yeah, all in all, had a good time, and think that tomorrow we're going to get a bunch of stuff done around the house. But let's hop into this game. Initial thoughts. What were your... And let's start this way. Let's go with initial tournament thoughts, overarching on the whole tournament. Standout players for Purdue. Obviously we saw Miles Colvin hit an awesome buzzer beater right before our game started yesterday. That was the perfect kickoff for what ended up happening. So, what are your initial overview thoughts on everything?
I think the tournament is trash. I don't like the Baja Mar tournament. I don't think it's well put together. I think it's a cash grab for, the Bahamas. Get all the folks down there. They're going to spend money. They're going to get a room. Anyways, that's super negative me thinking. The court was bad. The room was bad. The lighting, the camera views, CBS, terrible announcing. The refs were resort workers. As I said on Twitter, they just took a couple of bartenders and said, hey, do you know about basketball? And they said, I played when I was in 3rd grade. And they said, you know what, you're hired. So
do you wear a size medium shirt?
Actually, I'm a small, but no. Memphis is a garbage team. Garbage players. I hate to say it, they're everything I hate about basketball, dude. just got an attitude, want to fight on the court, just do dumb stuff because they're bad.
Right.
Like, I could understand Texas Tech, we beat their asses last night, and they were very respectable on the court.
Correct.
That's how winners play. You know, it looked like the and one street ball league when we were playing Memphis, dude. It's like, I don't know when the next fight was going to break out, or, you know, that's not my thing. Play the game. If you suck, wear it and get better. You know, I'm sure Texas Tech's going to bounce back from this. But I don't know. I would hope we could find a better tournament, especially with things like the Players Era going on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just this tournament, great. We won it. The trophy kind of sucked for what it's worth. We're Purdue. If you can fit the trophy on a plane, you know, we probably got a better one. But that's just us being Boilers. We're spoiled. We expect that. Colvin set the tone. It was super sick to hear the Purdue faithful cheering for Colvin, you know. I love Colvin. I hate when people say I wish he was on this team. I don't feel the same sentiment. He has no place on this team. He's doing great at Wake Forest. That program fits him a lot better. And that play design, you know, I had given that coach all kinds of hate. But that was a sick play design. I mean, the chuck worked. Colvin fired it, and sometimes you hit that. Go in, dude. Let me hear yours.
Yeah. I mean, overall, the tournament produced a couple of decent games. The environment obviously was very Purdue heavy. I'm sure the Purdue faithful, Purdue fans had a great time there because it was like a home game, but at a resort on the beach, drinking a lot of Mai Tais and margaritas. So I'm sure that was exciting and awesome. And part of me wish I was there, other than the fact that everything else about it looked pretty horrible. You know, the production wasn't very good. Most everything about it wasn't very good. But heck, what more can you ask as a fan if you go? You get to see a previous player in black and gold for another team knock down a game-winning three, and then your team absolutely just clobber a top 15 team in a matchup that was supposed to be the Stars versus the Stars. And if we really break it down, none of the Stars played well. From our side to their side. I don't think this was a good Braden game. I don't think this was a good TKR game. Now, TKR's a lot more was about fouls, but you know we hope that doesn't continue to be a problem. It's 2 in a row now. But part of that's going to happen when you're just as aggressive as he's being right now. And he's going to have to taper that back a little bit in Big Ten play. But also in Big Ten play, they don't call as much of that ticky-tack BS. So I'm not sure how that translates over. But all in all, I mean, I was happy with the tournament. Happy with the result, obviously. That's 5 MTEs in a row for Purdue. Pretty big accomplishment, to be honest. Especially with the teams they've beaten along the road there. So Fletcher Lawyer wins player of the tournament. Thought that was wild. Didn't think he deserved that. Thought he played well. I'm not saying he played badly. But I think Clough or CJ, there could have been other guys that I think deserved it more than Lawyer. Lawyer just made some shots in that first game. Outside of that, he doesn't contribute a whole lot. But I also understand it. If they're not going to give it to TKR Braden, they're going to go, who's the third guy on Purdue? We'll go with Fletch. But still pretty cool. We had 2 guys. Clough did make the all-tournament team. Thought that was kind of cool. So did Colvin. So awesome for him. Super, super cool environment. Super fun to watch. Very late. What that game got over about midnight. So that was rough. But all in all, I was super happy. It was a fun to watch. It was a good time. And I'll hit Jameson's comment here real quick. He says we won by 30 or whatever.
Whatever.
He is 10. But when they have Toppin, they shouldn't be losing by that much. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. But our game plan for most of this game was to slow Toppin down, and we did that very effectively. He could not get going. He could not seem to make anything work for his behalf. We got him to take a couple bad shots early, long jumpers that he shouldn't be taking. And it really kind of threw him out of rhythm. And by the time he actually got anything going, they were down 30, and it didn't matter. So, you shouldn't lose by that much. But I think when Purdue has a night like this, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, I don't know that there's a team in the country that even can be within. This is like UConn 2023 when we play this way. When our defense is playing this way, and we're hitting jumpers. I mean, we only took 14 threes. We make 8 of them. Shoot almost 60% from 3. I don't know who beats us. I don't even know who really comes close, to be honest.
No, that was ceiling ball.
Yeah.
That's what I called it. It was ceiling ball. That's Purdue's ceiling right there. Everybody contributing. Even had a couple of guys off the bench with 11. Just everybody playing hard. Yeah, that's true, Blake. He did make a good business decision, and you can see it in his style of play there. He became more of a stand in the corner, maybe catch a highlight reel dunk every now and then, mostly miss the ball completely. That's just me. Like, you got to get to know me. I'm just a nihilist. But, like, yeah, him and Heidi they were stand there guys, and now he's putting the ball on the deck. He's getting up and down the floor. Wake Forest is a Miles-style team, and the coach gives him freedom, man. You knew Paint was yanking him as soon as he jacked up a couple of threes if they didn't go in.
Yeah.
This guy, I watched him jack up a couple of threes, and, he's still there. He's playing good defense. Love to see it for the guy, man. Blake, on your other comment, TKR can remain aggressive against teams that wouldn't take too much advantage of Benter. I think we need to get away from this sentient. We don't want to be in this position. I don't want to see TKR have to go to the bench with 4 fouls and us have to rely, on Benter. While I think Benter is fully capable, you get a 6'10 guy, and like you said, aggressive teams, yeah. Benter is not ready for that. Like, he comes in and gets good minutes. He plays hard. He makes the right plays, but there are situations late game where if we need a bucket, TKR needs to be on the floor. Or if we need to stop a run, if somebody's on a 12-0 run or something, we need TK on the floor. He's a bucket getter. And I don't think Benter holds that yet, which he will. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to see this. TKR needs to be smart. He can play aggressive now that we've got DJ and Clough backing him up, But we need him. The guy's an All-American. He needs to be on the floor 30 to 34 minutes. Thoughts?
I agree. I mean, I don't think – I'm not sure exactly what the takeaway is from that with Blake. I think I get it, but my best interpretation would be that Benter isn't so much of a downgrade that we have had in the past. That it really kills us. Plus, we have 2 bigs, but at the same time, like, I don't want to see TKR in foul trouble. And this tournament was kind of an anomaly to me. He was getting called for fouls on rebounds, and they weren't fouls, just to be frank. So I don't know how much stock I'm really putting into it. I'm going to show this from Jameson because it's hilarious. I don't know how to explain as good as Blake, so I can't get in the screen because you have to be good at explaining, I think. I love you, son, and I will put as many of your comments on the screen as I can, buddy.
That's funny.
You're a funny dude. So, a couple things, big things in this game. It's the trend has now flipped. We out rebound them 43 to 25. Just absolutely demolish them. If you take Clough, TKR, and DJ's combined rebounds, we out rebound them by 4. Just those 3 guys. It was a humongous domination of rebounding. Clough was absolutely dominant, 15 and 15 in 21 minutes. We go on a 40-8 run at one point.
Flip it. What did I say?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I think we're to the point almost where we can say that about every game. He's doing it every time out he goes out there. And he only played, my thing is 15 and 15 is awesome, but in 21 minutes is absolutely crazy.
Just give me the flowers, dude. Just hand them over.
I mean, good call, obviously, but I think that he's just extremely consistent.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He's Clough. Too
Clough
tough.
Too tough, Clough.
He is too tough, Clough.
Cloughest in the
I mean,
business.
You don't want. He is the guy now. If he is guarding you, you're mad.
Yeah, that's my takeaway with Clough.
He's mean.
It's not the rebounding. I mean, it's great, but he's good defensively.
Yeah, he's
And,
gonna.
and way quicker than I thought. Like, he gets out and comes back and moves laterally. Like, he's good. Clough, buff, and tough, baby.
I mean, yeah. Let's pull the stats. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I'll pull those up. One other thing I wanted to run through real quick. This is just a funny thing I noticed. Both teams made 8 threes. Texas Tech shot 20 more than Purdue. That's kind of the thing in what they do. They shoot a lot of threes, but if you're only going to make 8 out of 34 and the other team makes 8 out of 14, you're probably going to be in rough shape.
Shoot or shoot, D.
All right, we can run through Texas Tech's first. Obviously, we'll just hit the big guys. One thing I noticed, and I kind of called this out in the pregame as far as who my fear was against playing against him, was Atwell. He comes out, he makes 3 threes in the first 4 minutes, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Yeah. This is the one guy you can't let get going. He ends up missing his next 6, goes 3 for 9 on this day. So, however that happened, whether that was an adjustment or him just missing shots, great job by Purdue to make sure that did not become a problem, because it very quickly could have become a problem. He could have hit 9 or 10 in this game. He's that good. That's really all there was. He didn't do much else for them, but he did start off really hot and then completely dried up for the rest of the game. So what did you think about him? Did you see any sort of in-game adjustment that Purdue made? I know they had Lawyer on him, but it looked like they kind of completely abandoned any idea of helping off of him after the first 3 went in. Yeah,
the first 3 threes, man, I was like, yep, this is it. Another one. And, I don't think there was an adjustment. I think he went cold. Fletcher had a hand in his face on 2 of the 3. The other one, he was wide open.
Yeah.
But sometimes a team, like your mindset controls a lot, and I think their mindset just went south, man. Atwell, those were his only 3 buckets. Like, hey, if it's not falling, if I miss 3 in a row, I'm probably going to look to do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good rule of thumb. 3 shots not go in. I mean, shoot or shoot, but come on, bro. Minus 20.
Yeah, then you got Toppin, plays 35 minutes, almost the whole game. 6 for 13, not efficient for him. 0 for 3 from 3. Looked like we were totally ready to just let him shoot as many of those as he wanted. Was fine with that. Only goes 3 of 7 from the foul line, so just a completely inefficient night. Only 8 rebounds. That's not good for him. He averages 12 a game. He did draw 7 fouls, so that was probably the highlight of his night, honestly. 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 1 block. He does end up net minus 33. I'm not a plus-minus guy, but that's still pretty significantly bad. So, I mean, all in all, the defensive game plan on Toppin was we're doubling him every time he touches the ball. And Clough absolutely punked him the entire night, defensively and offensively.
We got Andy in the building and Ripset. I'm not sure what Ripset means.
A, baby.
A?
I think that's an A-plus game.
A.
Or it's an A.
A. Toppin. Thoughts on Toppin. Just, when it's him and Anderson, if they don't perform, Texas Tech's going to struggle bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like us with Braden and TKR last year. If they had a bad game, well, we're probably not winning that game. They had a bad game. It's going to happen. I still think Toppin showed National Player of the Year type moves in the paint last night. If he would have just stayed on that hook shot, probably could have gone a lot better. But you got TKR and Clough coming over to help. It's going to be a tough evening for you, man.
Yeah, I agree. Toppin was, you can see it's all there. But like you said, very similar to last year's Purdue team, and I heard this in other podcasts, like they rely heavily on those 2 guys, and if they don't perform, they're in trouble. And in a game like this where Purdue is just defensively locked in and offensively locked in at the same time, those two would have had to go for 20 plus each and relatively efficient. We'll move on to Christian Anderson because I thought this might have been his worst game of the season. Goes 5 for 15, 3 for 10 from 3. Just keep jacking him up, as they say. 13 points. This is the craziest one for me. 1 assist. The guy was averaging close to 9 assists a game. Only has 1 in this game in almost 37 minutes. Ends up a minus 36 plus minus. Just a horrific game from a guy who's been playing at an All-American level. I didn't, to be honest, and I knew of him obviously going into the game. I didn't even notice him in this game. And I don't know if you thought the same, but he just did not seem to be going in the right direction at any time.
Yeah, I saw flashes of what people talk about with Anderson. Good guard. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that is a standard night for Texas Tech.
No.
I think they got punked. I think it happens. I think we've seen this with Purdue on games we should have been competitive in, just get like Auburn, sometimes they just have a night.
Right.
And I think I don't want to take anything away from what Purdue did. It was an incredible game for us, but at the same time, I feel like that was Texas Tech's Auburn.
It felt like that. Just the way they played combined with the way we played.
Right. It's, we played out of our minds like ceiling ball, and they played floor ball is how I would describe it.
I agree. Only other guy I really want to get to, Lujan Watts didn't hardly play in this game, so I'm not even going to touch on him much, is Jalen Petty. He played a lot of minutes. Goes 2 for 10, 1 from 8 from 3. That was a theme for them. They just were not good from the three-point line. 3 rebounds. Had 5 points, 4 assists. He was jacking him up, man. He was jacking him up. But another guy who I thought was a minus on the defensive end, and definitely a minus on the offensive end. Just wasn't very good for a guy who played 35 minutes, in my opinion.
Right. No, I'm not a Petty fan. I watched him against Wake the first night. I think he's like a Doug type of player that can't shoot as well as Doug. I think he's just spastic all over the place. He's really fast. He gets up and down, but I think when you move that fast, sometimes you make poor decisions. And, just jacking 8 threes when you're 1 of 8. Come on, man. We've all played ball. When you're hitting. But at the same time, what do you do?
Well, yeah, that was my thing. And they went 1 for 14 from 3 in the second half. But what are you going to do when you're down 25?
Yeah, you get a look, you probably got to shoot it. I don't know. I'm not impressed with this Petty guy. I don't think Texas Tech is deep. If their front 5 fail, they could be in danger, If Toppin doesn't score 30 a game, I'm surprised they hung with Illinois.
Well, that was the game's Toppin had 35.
Yeah, I'm saying, though, I don't know, man. I feel like Toppin could add 35 this game.
I'm not going to dive into it. I think Illinois is not there yet. I think they're good, but I don't think they're where they will be. But we can kind of move on. But I do want to just hit on this. Blake, he asked if you know how to check points per possession by half split. I do know how to check it, but you have to have a paid KenPom account, as far as I know, unless you calculate it yourself. You could basically just pull up how many points we scored in the first half and how many possessions we had. But I know that KenPom you can do that pretty easily on. So that would be my reference to you if you have one. Or if you do what I do and just at Cobra Stats, he will respond and tell you. And I may or may not be Cobra Stats. But let's just...
Hey, 1.5 points per possession. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
What an idiot.
Blake says your Auburn comp was great.
Wow, I appreciate that, Blake.
Let's move down here to Purdue. I'll bring this up just to get started because I did want to start with Clough anyway. Blake says Clough has been elite in our biggest games. I agree. He was absolutely elite in this game. 15 points, 15 rebounds, absolutely dominated, 7 offensive rebounds. 6 for 8 from the field, 1 assist, no turnovers, was never in foul trouble. He was just the most steady presence out there. It was like anytime a shot was missed, you knew he was going to grab it. He's up to 2nd in the country in rebounding percentage. I believe TKR is 5th. So, I mean, when you have 2 top 5 rebounders, it's incredible. When TKR came back, we went from this bad rebounding team to all of a sudden, boom, 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 we're the best rebounding team. And it's like nobody realized that missing TKR was a little bit bigger deal than what people were making it out to be. Did you see we did just jump to number 1 on KenPom today?
I did, man.
Yeah, somebody that Duke played must not have had a good game. And
128.
Our 128-8, which is an insane offensive efficiency. And the defenses went from 48th to 21st in a single game.
Baby. That's crazy, man.
So, obviously good for our metrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my biggest point to start that was Oscar Clough was absolutely incredible. You know, I know you screamed about him before the game. You've been screaming about him. We're going to get him on the show eventually. I'm going to do my best. What do you have to say about this just jaw-dropping performance by him?
I'm not surprised. I mean, that's a, Nate Diaz quote right there. I'm not surprised. I'm never surprised. I knew when we got him what he was. Look at the stats from South Dakota State, dude. I don't care who you're playing against. You can see it with Yoxel, too. These mid-major guys, they come up, and if they're that good, they're going to do it here eventually. Like, Clough struggled early. TKR not being in there, which, but I think he found his place. He knows what he needs to do. He's there for the lobs. He catches the lobs. He's got good hands. He's good at passing. He doesn't make dumb moves. He gets the board, secures it, and you don't want him to guard you.
No.
I mean, what more can you want? Like, this guy's going to go down as one of the best transfers ever. D-Jink, Lance. He's going in that book. I mean, we don't have a lot of them, but he's up there. Ripset did jump in. We'll show it. Texas Tech is a pretty young team. Purdue let them have threes, and they wouldn't stop shooting them even when they stopped going in. Glad to see the Purdue guards getting some shots inside the arc. Yeah, we'll jump into that when we get to stat lines for the guards, but Clough, man. Enough said. Enough Clough, dude.
Enough Clough. Yeah, I really liked, like you said, remember we talked about how Purdue didn't have anybody that when you matched up with them, you were like, damn, I don't want to have that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had Toppin in absolute hell on the other end, too. Like, Toppin couldn't stop him. He was just destroying him. He put some post moves on him. And then when Toppin got the ball, the thing about Clough is he's such a big body, but he also has very long arms. So, like, he's a weird shape of a human being, but he's very effective on a basketball floor. And you get kind of shocked sometimes when he catches these lobs and goes up for dunks. Like, shit, man, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look like he can get up like that, but he does. And he does it kind of like, the guy from the other side of the fence from that show with the handyman, Tim, the tool man, Tim. Like, he's just the guy in the flannel on the other side of the fence that you never think of, and he's extremely effective. But thought this was his. There you go. Enough Clough stuff. Thought this was his.
Blake, we're done, dude.
Sorry, we'll move on. Thought this was his best game, though, for sure, as a Purdue player, and I expect many more to come similar to this. But we'll move on. Sorry, Blake, that we hung in there so long on that. I didn't know this, Andy. They mentioned this on the broadcast that he was a rugby player at one point, I believe.
I love it.
And a metal worker, I think. But yeah. Oh, and Blake says enough Clough stuff, and then he keeps going. That right hook fake switch to the left baby hook was amazing. Toppin thought he had the block coming and was. We know you didn't mean that, Blake. And the left was.
Boy.
Yeah, that was sick. He did that. He did that, and then man, he had that one where he kind of just turned and slam dunked over somebody, and I was like, hey, okay, if we're doing all that.
Poster.
Absolutely. I mean, we could go on and on about Clough. He was so good in this game, and he's become such a steadying presence for Purdue. Like, you just know what you're going to get. He's consistent. He makes his free throws. He does all the little things you want from a center. And then we'll move right into off of that. His counterpart, Daniel Jacobson, plays 18 minutes, has 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, just plays all defensive rebounds. A lot of them were in junk time, but that doesn't matter. Another just productive game. I mean, your two centers, between the two of them, get you, I wrote this down, 26 points and 23 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, people are like, oh, that's beyond Edey numbers. That's more than you could ever have hoped to get out of your center position. 26 points, 23 rebounds. Give me that every night. We won't lose a game all season, and I'm 100% sure of it.
Yeah, and it's a 1-2 punch, bro.
And that's not including TKR.
Yeah, with DJ and Clough, it's a 1-2 punch. You can scheme for one. Yeah, I mean, dump it down and dunk. That's, I feel that way more about DJ. I think as we go on, Clough will make more post moves like we saw last night against better competition.
Yeah, like Andy said here.
Yeah. And it's like, I think DJ is throw it up high and let him dunk it every time.
You saw DJ had a couple true post moves yesterday, though.
Yeah, I think as we get into Big Ten play, though, you'll see less and less of that because these big freaking physical centers, like really Toppin was their biggest, they had that Bombier guy or whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like they can't match up with them. Big Ten play will be a little different. We'll have some bigger. But DJ, he can do it.
I think he could clean up a little bit against some of the backups in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you just don't want him like a Morez Johnson or somebody on him like that. It's like, or like the guys from Illinois, the brothers. Like, I don't necessarily want to see. Like, I think DJ will struggle with guys like that.
Yeah, but all in all, a good game for DJ to follow up one where he was in foul trouble and didn't get to play much. I'll never be mad if DJ gets us 11 and 8 and 2 blocks. That's
never.
Average that for the season, and I will be thrilled out of my mind.
That's the guy.
We'll go to the other two backcourt players at the 4 spot. Trey Kaufman-Wren plays just 20 minutes, was in foul trouble again. I mean, was very efficient. He was on pace to have a crazy game before he got in that foul trouble. Has 12 points, 6 rebounds, drew 3 fouls, no assists. It basically played like a middling role. He came out looking like he was ready to destroy people and then gets in foul trouble and kind of slows down the whole mojo of his game. Rip said, I do believe actually DJ might be 100% if I'm not mistaken.
He missed one.
Did he miss one?
It may have been an exhibition, though. I thought he was 2 of 3.
Yeah, I thought he was. I don't have the stats to pull that up right now.
Let me see.
I do. Well, look that up. I'll go on Trey a little bit. I thought Trey was very good in this game. I thought he came out with a significant amount of energy. I really thought he got the tone started for us and was very physical in there. It just happened to be a game in a whole weekend or 2 games set for him where they really just didn't let him play. It seemed targeted on him, but
ESPN has DJ shooting 50% on the year. He missed. Well, I don't see the game, but he must have had a game where he went 0 for 2 from 3, or a couple of different games, because against Texas Tech he was 100%. Against Akron, geez, man, he was 100%. So I can't see where he did miss because there's 3.
Andy said Oakland. Either way, he's shooting 50%. His shot looks good. I mean, he's hit one from the corner, one from the top of the key. So I'm fine with him shooting those. I don't want it to become like a 3 to 5 a game type of thing, but 1 a game, 2 a game, fine. But so what were your thoughts on Trey in this game? I know it was a wacky game and honestly a wacky 2-game set for him, but what were your thoughts on, just the energy he brought? There was that one moment right when the game started where the fans were chanting TKR and he was just like straight vibing, and that was pretty cool to watch.
I mean, Trey's Trey does what Trey do. You know that his push shots keep getting further and further out.
I think he's gonna push shot a 3 soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, dude. Like, it was like an 18-footer last time. Like, oh, what are we doing, dude? It didn't go in, so I was right. But this guy knows no limit for the push shot. Just those fouls were, I don't know, man. It was those resort workers calling those, so you got to take it for what it is. Like, we get into Big Ten, those probably aren't fouls, most of them.
That's how I
and
felt.
like you're saying, he's taking a dude's hand with him when he gets aboard, and like I thought they were gonna call a foul on him. Like that's how bad it was. He had a dude's hand, and I don't know. Trey did well. You know, he's Trey Kaufman.
And then Jack Benner plays 17 minutes, played a significant role with Trey in foul trouble. Did miss 2 free throws at one point, and then immediately got put back up to go shoot 2 free throws on a flagrant. And I thought that's like a painter move. Like, you just missed 2, buddy. Go shoot 2 more. But plays a good game, gets 5 rebounds, draws 3 fouls, which I didn't realize at the time. But he was being a little more aggressive attacking. I think he got to the rim twice on both of his makes, and that was pretty cool to see. I was actually really happy to see that. He doesn't attempt a 3. He was just very solid all throughout the game. Had an assist, had a couple of good passes. Just didn't do anything to hurt us. And that's really his role this year. Come in, be effective, make shots, don't hurt the team, rebound. And I thought he did that pretty well. Do you have any thoughts on him? I know he didn't play a huge role in this game, but it was nice to see him get some more run. He's really getting his feet wet out there.
Yeah, I love me and Boiled Sports were jacking on Twitter last night. We were definitely jacking, and it was exciting. I love seeing him get to the rim, man. Those jack threes are gonna start falling, but he's had his moments of struggle. What do we got? We got Blake Benters rebounding well for his size. It has a nose for the ball, straight up Indiana Hooper kid. Yeah, he's tough as nails. You practice against TKR all summer for 2 years, and you'll either transfer or you'll get better, and that's what I think. Jack is tough. I love seeing him drive, man, because he's got ups.
If you guys didn't get on it, we started a new thing. We're gonna do spaces on X during half times. And we did one during this game, and we had about 150 people on there. And Ant popped in, and Ant Wright, and said something about Jack Benner. He really liked to see the driving to the basket and the attack. And we kind of talked about how he has he has great vision. So him driving usually leads to either a good basket for him or something for someone else. You saw that a few times tonight, and you've seen it throughout the year. And I think that is something big. But I just wanted to kind of selfless plug that and say, if you are bored during halftime of Purdue games, we'll be on Spaces talking about what's going on. It's one thing I don't think Purdue fans have as an outlet during the game to go talk to other people. You see them do it with Michigan games and stuff, but I wanted to make something for us Purdue fans and see if we can keep that thing growing. It was actually pretty fun. Blake was in there talking. We had a good time, so we'll keep doing those as long as people keep joining us for them. Otherwise, it'll just be me and Dalton in there eventually yelling at each other. So we'll move on to some of the more guard positions. I quickly want to hit on Jakari just because you look through this, he's the only guy that's not a true bench player. Finishes -3, only 2 points, 1 for 4. Doesn't record a rebound. Just not seeing it, man. And I'm not trying to be a let's go after Jakari guy. I want it for him so bad. This is like Colvin last year. Like, I just want to see it. But when you're playing and you're competing for minutes against Omer and CJ, who, in this game go for 11 points and 10 points on efficient shooting, where are you going to – your minutes will not go up. They will continue to go down, and I really hope that he finds it soon, or else he's going to be a 8 to 10 minute role player that's all he's going to see the whole season. What were your thoughts on him? Because he's becoming a bit of one of those, we have him every year with Purdue, one of those controversial guys that
Yep.
half the fan base is like he should play more, half the fan base is like get him out altogether. I'm kind of in the middle. I think I want to see him earn it, but I do want to see him succeed because he is integral to us, being elite defensively, I think.
Yeah, this year it's earn it, bro. He's not earning it right now. He hasn't had a good game yet this season. I'm a big Jakari Harris fan. Like, dude can't make a layup right now.
Yeah.
He's in his head. Something's going on. I don't know. We need him to get it together, man. He's a big boy. He can defend well. He can shoot. I mean, we know that. I don't know. I hope the guys are encouraging him, and I hope the coaching staff's encouraging him. Like, hey, bub, like, this isn't the year where you can play like crap. Or you will ride pine, dude. You will be riding pine quick and for long periods of time because it's not the year. Like, there's too much talent on this team. That's why you saw guys like Cam Heide and Miles Colvin transfer out. There's so much talent, and we brought in everything we needed. So if you're not going to contribute, man, it's like you're not going to play. Come in and show us something, Do your thing, G. Do your thing.
Show up or shut up type of thing,
Yeah.
And Blake says, he brings up a good point. Body language is still good, and I'm optimistic too. I worry that this team is loaded enough, especially at that position, that if it doesn't change pretty drastically quickly, the time isn't going to be available for him to get it turned around. We can kind of transition this into the two guys he is in a battle of minutes with. C.J. Cox goes 4 for 8, 2 for 3 from 3. Started out red hot in this game. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Goes plus 32, the highest plus minus on the team. He was a lockdown defender this game. Really had Christian Anderson in hell for most of this game. And then you have Omer Meyer. His counterpart plays 20 minutes, 5 for 8 from the field, 11 points, 2 assists. Had 2 kind of sloppy turnovers in a row that was odd. But in the end, you have those 2 guys, and they combine for 21 points on 9 for 18 shooting. They have 4 assists. They get the job done. They're both positive in their minutes. I thought if my player this whole tournament would have probably been Jakari, and it would have only been Jakari because of the unexpectedness of it. He goes for 18 in the first game, 10 in this game on very efficient shooting, knocks down threes, really got us going early in this game where it was close. And
are you talking Mayer or CJ right now?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking CJ right now. He kept us in this. When this game was beginning and they were knocking everything down, CJ hit back-to-back mid-ranges, hits a 3, really keeps us going. Thought he was very impressive for the beginning part of this game and very impressive defensively. And then on to Omer, and then I'll let you kind of say what you want on these guys. Omer had my biggest moment of this whole game, in my opinion. In the first half, when it was close, he hits this kind of late shot clock 3, step back, kind of pro-style move, swish, run down the court. And then from then on, we just boat raced him. And Blake says here about CJ, he had 7 of our first 13 points. He was out there, and he was cooking early. And I was like, oh, man, he might score 30 in this game, like the way it was looking. But what were your thoughts on those 2 guys, as a contrast to what we saw from Jakari? They both looked, in my opinion, very solid.
Yeah, this is a solid comment from Ripset right here. Agreed, Blake. Last year, GH and Cox both had their moments. I'm expecting the same. CJ had a great tournament, but it's, CJ fades out into the background sometimes. And that's when I think Jakari could really shine. We'll still need him. Omer's young. Like you said, there was a couple of turnovers. I was like, what are you doing, pal? Why are we doing this? We don't need this. And then also that step back 3, it was incredible. He just looked so calm, smooth, reserved. He just walked it up between the legs, one dribble, step back. That's a pro move. And if he can get consistent with that, we may not, have him very long. That's what I think on that. CJ, I love what he did in this tournament. I'm a big CJ proponent. If he gets hot, you're done. You're cooked. Because that's like our fifth and sixth scorers right there.
Yeah.
And if one of them gets hot, look out, man. It's kind of like when you piss Braden or Fletcher off. Just
Yeah.
you're cooked.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll move on to those guys. Braden played the most minutes in this game. More efficient. I was happy with that. Didn't shoot much. 4 for 7. Made both of his threes, and they were both kind of just step up. I'm going to shoot this three, and I'm going to make it. Finishes with 7 assists, but sat out the last 10 minutes of this game where he really could have added on the assist level. Thought it was a game where people are going to say it was a bad game from Braden. I don't think it was a bad game at all. I thought he was way better defensively than he has been mostly all year. Because he's been, if we're just being dead straight honest, bad defensively for the year. He seemed a little more disciplined and in control this game defensively, and that was extremely helpful. It's the reason we held him to 56 points, in my opinion. But still finishes with 10 points, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, plays 27 minutes. This has to feel like he's not even hardly playing at this point for him, because it seems to be every night he's not even playing 30 minutes, and he's probably like, my God, what am I supposed to do? Like, I need to go home and work out, or I need to go play another game? Maybe he's playing pickup at the Y. I don't know, but
The co-rec, baby.
either way, it's pretty crazy. Oh, I think my
Yeah, Derek, wow, why are you commenting in our
no,
comments?
I think that's my daughter, Joelle. If this is you using my YouTube account, what's up? Or if this is my wife,
What's up?
what's up to you as well? And then lastly we have. Sorry. Do you have anything to say on Braden?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fair. It was one of those games. Nothing crazy. Nothing terrible. And then we'll go to a player of the tournament. Last but not least, Fletcher Lawyer. Again, he just seems to knock these threes down at the biggest possible moments when we need him the most. It's your son. Why are you on my YouTube, son? Get on your own. Fletcher Lawyer is 3 for 8 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Makes both his free throws, as he always does. They kept saying he's missed 1 all year. I was like, can you stop saying that every time he shoots a free throw? He's going to start missing. He ends up with 10 points again. 2 assists.
Your boy Kyle Macy, dude. I don't ever.
Kyle Macy is the
were
worst
so
announcer.
stoked. You're like, oh, Peru, Indiana, dude. Peru.
Hey, I thought it was cool, but I didn't know he was going to be as bad as he was. I mean,
God damn.
I'll be happy
dude.
if I never hear that guy's voice again.
Terrible.
Oh, he said it's me, Jameson, but I want XP.
Right.
Dude, this is in a video game.
Rip set. Braden plays winning ball. If the boys are rolling,
Yep.
facilitate and let them go. In 27 minutes, too, like well rested. We've got a week off before Eastern Illinois. I would have, honestly, I don't want him to get hurt, but I don't know. Let the man play. We're chasing a record here. I know Paint doesn't give one shit about records or anything but come on, man. The dude, let him play. Horrible announcers, yeah, the worst. That's what my thoughts were on the tournament. It wasn't great, man. But we went and we balled. Fletcher, what can you say about Fletcher? I mean, the man, 2 of 5. I love to see him get to the rim. I do like that he's driving this year. Because he comes off those screens so hard. It's almost like Klein or Matthias, like we've talked about in the past. Like when guys are flying around and there's double screen action going on for them, they're going under the bucket and, curling around a double screen. Like that's going to be open. Or you can get to the rim, draw a foul. Like I like that Fletcher's doing that this year and just not trying to foul bait all day. Like you're 6'7", get to the rim, bro. And he's doing it. His defense looks tremendously better. I mean, he's never going to be our lock-on guy, but he's putting a hand in people's face, and sometimes that's all it takes. He's not a step late this year, so.
He feels, a little quicker and a little stronger on the defensive end. I mean, like you said, he's never going to be the best guy out there, obviously, but we just need him to be a little bit better than a cardboard cutout. Like that's all we really need from Fletcher, and anybody who's and I don't think there's any that watch our show, but anybody who's ever. What are we doing here? 6'7". And anybody here
No
that's
6'7" in the chat, dude.
yeah, stop, Jameson. Anybody that is a non-Fletcher believer, just go every game and look at his plus minus. And again, not a huge stat I love, but he's plus 31. He does it every game. He is the leader out there. He's the most consistent player that we have as far as knowing the offense, knowing the defense, being able to tell people where to be, when to be there. He's integral. And then we'll finally hit on the most valuable player of the entire country, and that is Aaron Fine. Gets his name in the scorebook yet again, draws a foul, gets a point, gets an assist. I mean, +1. I mean, the only guy that you really need, honestly, to build a team around. And we'll go quickly to the Muggsy Says portion of this.
Hold on.
That's my crazy father. And I've got 2 today only because of this Aaron Fine thing. Give me a second here. He randomly texts me in the second half when Aaron Fine was in. We hadn't talked for most of the second half, and he says, Fine, not a bad player. I said, okay, thanks, Dad. Did you see that I interviewed him? Thank you. I appreciate that. And then he called me and ended up trying to be like, yeah, I didn't know he was really that good. And then this is the true Muggsy Says. He is at a funeral today, and he sends me this text at 2 o'clock. Hey, guess who's at this funeral celebration? Okay, first off, who calls it a funeral celebration? It's a weird thing to say. Chris Kramer's mom, he says. I told her you wanted him on your podcast. She's going to tell him. I said, hell yeah, thanks, Dad. Then he goes, he lives in Fort Wayne. I reffed with his dad a couple times. Of course you did, Father. You know everyone. That's your today's rendition of Muggsy Says. So
Shout out Muggs.
shout out to the old man. And then last thing here on the stats, and then we'll kind of, we're rounding third here, getting ready to wrap this up. Biggest lead of the game for Purdue was 33. Texas Tech was up 1, so congratulations, Texas Tech. You did lead this game for a very, very brief moment in time, a total of 1 minute and 3 seconds. Oh, boy. You got to finally use the soundboard, dude. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, the soundboard made it. Don't let him get going. No, he'll hit that damn chirp of the fire alarm. He had our wives in hell earlier thinking that somebody's fire alarm was going out. It's just him hitting it on the soundboard over and over. There it is. Absolute maniac, this guy. Turnovers weren't great either way. We dominated them in the paint. Second chance, fast break, there wasn't a lot of it. Our bench dominated their bench, which I expect that to be common all year long. And then, we put up 80. We put up 86 and hold a team to 56 in a game like this. Just an absolute domination on our end. One of the most fun games. I was trying to think back of games that I thought were as impressive as this. There was a game in 2010 where we boat raced a top 10 West Virginia team. There was a game last year where we boat raced Michigan, but they weren't on this level at that time, I don't think. Yeah. I just can't think of a game in my memory that we took a top 15 team with this kind of star power and just made it not even a competitive basketball game.
Not in Mackey either.
Yeah, this is away from Mackey. Now, it might have been Mackey, Bahama South, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's still not a home gym.
No, we didn't have the paint crew there, dude. It's a cheat code.
We had
the paint crew, but in a different sense. It was a lot of older folk.
Yeah, we end up with nobody on our team. This is crazy. 7 guys in double figures. 7. That's crazy. 7. Not one player shoots over 9 field goals.
Arizona.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Insane.
9 field goals.
Yeah. Not one player hits double-digit field goals, and we have 7 in double-digit scoring. That's extremely efficient from top to bottom.
Yeah, our efficiency is insane, dude.
Not a single player goes over 28 minutes, and outside of Braden, no one goes over 25 minutes. Just so much balance, and this is kind of what I think we all envisioned when we all sat around in this offseason, in this preseason, and said, Purdue is by far and away, and you heard it all over, the best team in the country. And then we had one bad scrimmage in one game we only won by 10 points, and everybody goes, they suck.
Yeah.
Mind you, that game was without TKR. And we don't care about scrimmages. But the point being, This is the version of Purdue that everybody was scared of. That everybody was like, shit, if they get to this point, we have no chance. And that's exactly what you saw tonight. I don't care what team you put in front of Purdue. When they play this way, it will be a victory. 40 times out of 40.
Blake, what was the Arizona MTE you're talking about? Drop that for us in there.
The one I can remember was it Duke that we beat a few years ago? Like I think it was Braden's freshman year, Braden Fletcher, and Fletcher went off and we beat Duke by like 20.
Yeah. Could be. I know. Let's talk about the haters for a minute. We beat ranked Arizona in the Bahamas 17-18. That was Carson.
Yeah, we beat them 89-64, and they were number 2 in the country. That's a good call, Blake. That's a great shout out.
Hey, way to go, Blake, man. Ball knowledge.
Ball knower.
He knows ball. Blake's probably going to be on the show at some point soon, so just keeping a heads up for that. Dakota Mathias, 24 points, number 18.
Well, you just putting shit into AI, Blake? This is too quick of information, dude.
He is AI, dude.
Yeah. Blake AI winner.
Chat GPT. 3 losses in 3 days. Speaking of Arizona, let's talk about this. So,
put me in, coach.
I've seen so many polls saying Arizona should be number 1 over Purdue. Put me in, coach. Why?
So I got it before this game, right? Before this game, Arizona had a win over Florida. They had a win over UCLA and a win over UConn, none of which were at home. So that's impressive. Whatever you want to say about Arizona, that is impressive. Now, Arizona's fault is that they weren't that highly touted preseason as Purdue. I think if everybody started even, Arizona would be the number 1 team in the country. That being said, after the Texas Tech game, it's really hard to look at Purdue and go, well, Arizona could beat them because they couldn't on that night. It just wouldn't have happened. So now for me, I could care less. I'm at that point where Purdue's, it's weird. 3 years ago when Purdue became, or 4 years, whatever it was, Purdue became number 1 for the first time. It was like nothing could have made me happier. Now I'm to the point where we've been number 1 so much that it's like I really would be fine being number 4 right now. I don't care. I want to be number 1 on KenPom because KenPom is a statistical algorithm. I want to know that statistically we're good. I don't care what the AP poll voters who watch 1 out of every 7 games they vote on, what they think, because most of them don't know shit. They watch 4 teams and they watch less college basketball than me and you do, and they're deciding how the rankings play out. So I'm not sure. I think Arizona's good. I don't think they're even the second best team in the country personally. I'd put them closer to 4. But
I feel like Duke and Houston.
That's kind of the two. Now, Duke hasn't played anyone. Their strength of schedule is 270th.
I don't care. I've watched them.
Yeah, the eye test says they're good.
And I'm a ball knower, dude. I'm a certified ball knower. It's even my TikTok banner. So Arizona ahead of us. Keep the train rolling. TK and Braden, he sees that. Braden might drop a 35 ball. And you know how he said on Running Point he scored 55? I tagged Kyle Netterip from Indy Star. I hope I'm saying that name right. He's a sports writer for high school sports. And he said he can remember a 40-ball game, but does not remember a 55 piece.
Yeah.
I'm not calling Braden out, but I'm going to need to see some data on that.
Yeah, we need proof because you're right. A lot of people tagged or called that out and said, don't know where that's coming from. The only thing, I think it could have been an AAU game. Could have been a weekend.
He said it was in sectionals or regionals.
Oh, okay.
He did. If you listen back, and if I'm wrong, please call me out. I'll raise my hand. But I think Braden should also raise his hand or provide us statistical proof that this happened. We can't just be saying we dropped a 55 ball. You know?
Sure.
That'd be
Maybe
like me
he's
saying I dropped 22. Like I
maybe he's
didn't.
a premonition thing. He knows he's going to drop a 55 ball later.
I mean, cool, great, but your high school career was incredible, dude. Just ride it for what it was, you know.
Yeah. And I had this thought earlier and I forgot to say anything or just slipped my mind, but I think that you're going to see more games. Like the whole National Player of the Year thing isn't going to happen to me. I think you're going to see more games like this than we expect because I think Braden's kind of just wants to win a national title. He's been asked over and over about all these. He's like, I don't care. He did say it was in the state tourney, yeah. He's been saying he doesn't care about any of these awards, records. He's like, yeah, it'd be cool, whatever. He's like, I just want to win a national title. And you can kind of see it. Like, he's not out there. He's out there being a true, like, I'm going to facilitate. I'm going to lead the team. We're going to win the game. I'm going to find out how we're going to win the game. We're going to win it. And I do, like, personally as a Purdue fan, yeah, I want him to chase these records, and I think it'd be cool. But I got all that with Edey. Like, that got taken out of me. I need the national title. So go get me that, Braden, and you'll go down forever in my my lore and history.
I'm really trying to stay in the moment in this season.
Yeah.
I feel like we're growing as a podcast with this team. Right now is a hot time to be a Purdue fan, Purdue rider. Things are up top. I feel like it's a great time for everybody. Let's just keep that momentum when, maybe there's a couple down games this year. Let's all keep our heads. Like I've seen falling outs and stuff between Purdue fan base on X and things. Like, let's stick together, man. Support this team. Enjoy every minute of this year because this is a legendary year. I said it on X yesterday. This is the deepest Purdue roster they have ever had.
Couldn't agree more.
Bar none.
Whether it's the best ever, I don't know, but the deepest is absolutely true. Top to bottom, we have 7 or 8 guys that could literally go off at any moment, any night. I mean, we've been talking about, I think this is multiple games now. We've had like 6 guys or more in double figures. I know we just had 6 not long ago, and it was like the first time in so many years. We just have 7 now, and none of that includes Jakari Harris.
You said 2 numbers close together.
Oh, sorry. 6, 7. None of that includes Jakari Harris. I just think this team has so much depth and so much mental fortitude and willpower to want to go win games. We've played, 6 games. We've won so many ways already. Utter domination last night. Complete slop the night before. We beat Alabama in a true showdown. We beat 2 really good mid-majors in very different ways.
Right.
We've done a little bit of everything, and it's not going to slow down. Now we're going to go play Eastern Illinois. They're pretty bad. We're going to probably blow the doors off of them. But
yeah.
Then we're gonna hop into we got Marquette who's on the fence, but is really needing a big win. We've got Iowa State who looks very good. Auburn who's always a good team, good talent. We got 2 Big Ten games coming up in December. It's the ability for this team to win in so many ways with so many options doing it. Like I told you yesterday, man, we got to have our big 2 show out to win this game.
Yeah.
They didn't. They just didn't. I mean, you could combine their stats and they don't hit a double-double. You'll never say that all year for those 2 guys probably. And yet we win by 30 against a top 15 team. That tells you the depth of this team. When Braden Smith scores 10 points, Trey scores 12, and Braden has 7 assists and Trey has 6 rebounds, and we win by 30, I mean, come on.
I'm cool with it. I love it. I'm really happy that we don't have to prey on late shot clocks this year. Like that had me in hell last year.
Well, it's weird because we aren't running it up the floor but we are a lot. We'll run it up and then next time we'll walk it up.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're getting into our actions quick.
We have that transition ball.
When Omer and Braden are both in the game, they move it quick.
Transition. I mean, it's good passing, and we saw that behind the back to Benter. Probably the pass of the game. It was incredible. But
was it, or was it the behind the back to Oscar?
I like them all. I like
that
all
behind the back to Oscar was nasty, dude.
I'm a big Pistol Pete Maravich, connoisseur of sorts.
Greatest college
Um,
basketball player ever.
And this guy, his passing, Braden's got some hints of that, It's like Johnny Stockton. I'll call them all out. I can go on for days about passers. Jay Will, we're going to blow the doors off EIU, but watch it. Yeah, Oakland.
It ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna let you know that right now, Andy. We will obliterate Eastern Illinois.
They're not like the mid-major level that Oakland and Akron were. Really, Oakland and Akron when we played them, they were KenPom like round 80s, right?
Akron, yes. The other one, no. Hold on a second, I will. Yeah, I think Eastern Illinois is in the mid 200s. The other two, Akron was a top 70 team. Oakland wasn't, but they will be by the end of the year. They'll be a top 150 probably. Still a very good mid-major.
They lost.
Yeah.
Like last night.
Yeah, they're
today maybe.
That team's got to be worn the hell out. But
oh man.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, like you said earlier, I think the biggest takeaway is this game was so much fun and everybody enjoyed it, and we all got to go talk our crap to anybody who'd been talking crap, and that was fun. But enjoy the games, enjoy the moments. We get a week off here. Enjoy your time with your family and Thanksgiving, and then we get to go watch Purdue play Eastern Illinois, and then we get to go watch him play some more stuff. Purdue is in a good place, and we've shut all the haters up. You're not going to hear anything but praise from most people all week long. And there's a very good chance we go into January undefeated. We don't play away from the state of Indiana until January.
Hey, Nick Arvin.
What?
First loss, Texas Tech.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Nick. How about that?
Raise your hand.
I'm going to shoot him a message. Hand up, Nick. Blake, Pistol Pete Mavericks was your favorite.
Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back and clip that on Locked On when we went on there.
Yeah. Pistol Pete, I remember being shown one of his passes. He did the whole, fake over switcheroo thing.
That's my favorite freaking pass, dude. He's
he fakes high and then flips it the other. It was nasty.
Nuts.
But, yeah, Braden's got a little bit of that fancy swagger to him, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah, final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on this Texas Tech game? Final thoughts moving forward? And what are your, what's your message?
Good weekend. Wrap it up. Boiler up. Another MTE ship on the way home. Hope the boys made it home safe. Hope they had a good time in the Bahamas. Overall message, praise Jesus. Love your family. Have a good time. Try to live life. Try to live outside of your phone. That's a message for me. And that's all I got, man. Life is good, and it's what you make it.
Yeah. Ripset, thanks for joining us today. It's the first time I think I've seen you in here. He said his uncle held Pistol Pete to 16 points in high school, has the newspaper clipping.
That's sick.
Buddy, your uncle learned how to use AI way before the rest of us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Pistol Pete, he averaged 40 points a game in college before a three-point line. My final thoughts really on the game itself were, God, if we can replicate that, I'll have a great year when it comes to watching Purdue basketball. It was awesome. It was fun. Same sentiment as you and a lot of that. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your family. We'll have something next week up, maybe a little bit of a recap of college basketball as a whole. Going into Thanksgiving, there's a ton of huge games coming up next week with the Players Era. I mean, there are games every day that are massive. Obviously, we'll do a little Eastern Illinois preview, but there's really not a lot to go into that game. So we're going to try to maybe get a guest on or something. But we'll do a show probably talking about, where we're at, maybe a state of college basketball, basically a month into the season. And just kind of where we're at, what we think of these teams, what we think of, our team, what we think of the Big Ten, how's it all shaping out, and kind of go from there. Again, join us on Spaces on X during halftime of Purdue games. I think it's a really cool thing for us to be able to do and interact with you guys and everybody to interact with everybody, honestly. It's not about us and it's about all of us talking. Andy, I agree. Illinois UConn's going to be a beautiful basketball game. Today's kind of the worst slate of a Saturday you're going to see the rest of the year.
San Fran got over on Minnesota. Kayla was talking to me about that, but I showed her the Kim Palm, and I was like, look, San Fran is 82, Minnesota is 92, just because San Fran, is like, you don't hear about them, but they're out there. They're in the same conference as Gonzaga, right? I believe so.
Is that what they're in? Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they're in the WAC.
Yeah, the WAC.
But
we'll go over a lot of the games and stuff and what's going on because, we both are college basketball fans. We're not just Purdue fans, and we see a lot of this. We watch a lot of games, and a lot of times, I'm in some weird like survivor leagues and stuff. I know some of you guys that watch Sleepers are probably in it too. Like, we're sweating out these freaking mid-major versus D3 school games sometimes and watching those and sometimes if I got the quad box on, I end up watching some game. I'm like, who are these teams? What does that emblem even mean? But we'll go over some of that. Hope everybody has San Fran does have 2 natties, 2 more than Purdue. So why'd you have to bring that up, Andy? No. But
come on, Andy.
No, San Fran was a great school back in the day, like when Harvard and all those were killing everybody. Obviously, a way different time. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like when Purdue won their natty in whatever it was, 1933.
32, baby.
Yeah, but yeah, have a good Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for everybody who joined the show and talked today. Make sure if you do join in, hop in the chat. As much as we love talking to Andy and Blake and everybody, if you're in here listening, hop in the chat and talk to us. We're growing pretty well, and we're trying to keep growing so we can eventually get to some of these games and be able to report from the games. And be able to bring you guys the best content we can absolutely bring you. So really appreciate you guys. And yes, they did have Bill Russell, but really appreciate everybody. And, hit us up on socials if you ever want to talk about anything outside of the show.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.
Have a good night. Later.
Later.